Hello everybody. So I thought I'd do another guppy pond video. Look how big these impatiens are getting. Look how big they are. They even doing pretty good in the back, but the closer they get to that big light, the faster they're growing. So I thought I'd show you what I do when I do a water change here. You can see we got some algae problems there. I have the water draining out of that. It's pumping the water out. And I killed a lot of it. Most of it is this hair algae. It's part of the hair algae battle. This hair algae. I killed most of it. There's a whole bunch going on this side. You can see there's a whole mess of it growing there. And then there's some in the plants right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this water out and get as much of it. I'll take as much out as I normally take out. And then we will do a hydrogen peroxide treatment. So I ended up having an unexpected day off today, so I figured I'd do a little video while I'm doing this. I'm not going to get a whole lot of fish tank work done today because I have other things going on today. But I try, when I'm on my days off, I try to make a video most days, it seems like. But if you look right there, you can hear that pump sucking air. So that means when the water level, like, that is the bottom of the top sponge, and the pipe only comes up to like, let's see if I can zoom out a little bit and show you this. That PVC pipe, there's holes drilled in the bottom two sponges, but then that only comes up like maybe a quarter of the way up. That sponge is just sitting there, and then when the water level gets up to where it normally is, it acts as a overflow, but it has to go through the sponge first. So that's how I keep this thing, this great big 1,000-gallon per hour pump going. But as you can see, there is no cap. I can't tell if I'm, oh, it's hard to see with the, I don't know. Yeah, there you go. You look down in there, see the water flowing through the holes, through the sponges. And right now, that pump is thirstier. When the water level gets low, the pump is thirstier, and the water can be delivered. As soon as it drops below that certain level, that is where we have problems. So you can see these are just little tiny impatiens. Look how thick and lush. I have noticed the flowering has cut back a little bit, but that's not that big of a deal. It's not really that big of a deal. These are just regular impatiens. And then you saw the making of the video. Well, I don't think I include that part in the making of the video. That is 3/4 of the way filled up with lava rock. a 5-gallon bucket. And then there's like 2 or 3 inches of pea gravel, and that's the planting medium I used. But the flowering usually have a little more flowers, but I'm not complaining for being inside. That's pretty amazing how it's doing. So we'll let this water get down to where it needs to be. When it gets real low, that pump is really not happy. But it's not running dry. I think it'll be alright. So we'll let this get down. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of these fish in here. I think next week I'm going to do a round of anti-parasitic treatment. I may do a Peroxide Pro round this weekend, and then I may do a levamisole round next weekend. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So I get all these water changes done. I'm going to dose everything with levamisole, Peroxide Pro, and then next week we'll do levamisole. There's no problems. It's just how I like to keep things going. Knock them out. I think these parasites are always present. I think something comes awry. Something goes wrong just a little bit, then they end up causing problems. That's my theory on a lot of them. Oh. So now you can tell we got the water getting pretty low. I'll let it go as low as that pump will suck it. We got probably another 3 or 4 inches left to drain out. So alright, we'll let this get down, and then I'll show you what I do with the hydrogen peroxide. We're almost there, and you can see the pump's still running. I haven't broke out my little handy dandy tripod to try to make the picture a little stiller for you, so try to not shake it around so much. And you can see the hair algae right there, right there. It's better to get it exposed, but let's see. You can see it right up there in the plants. Zoom out so you can get the whole view of what's going on here. So now what I'm doing now is I'm watching for air bubbles in the python line, so then I know it is done draining. And then when we get there, there's not, it's hard to see, there's not much there, but there is a little bit of algae growing here, not much, but there is. It's like it's best to remove what you can manually. That's usually the best route to take. But when it's all tangled up into these plants, I'm trying to make sure I'm not getting any shrimp tied up in here. I don't want to rip up all my nice pretty moss that I've got going on in here. So that's it. I think it's still pumping. Alright. Yep, it is. So I'm manually removing without destroying the plants the best I can. And all this crap, see, I go pulling too hard on that and I yank that whole thing of moss up, but I'm trying to avoid that. So just let this get as low as it's gonna get. And then I'll see what I'm gonna do next. String algae, yuck. Hair algae, string algae, everyone will call it. And there is some growing on these walls here, just a little bit, but I got most of that last time I done this. So I'll get ready to shut this pump off, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Alright, so now you can hear that pump not being real happy. So we're gonna unplug that. And I have the faucet on so that the python line is sucking out all the, and I disconnect that. And I get this fill line. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see this or not. Still on here. Quick connect. Boom. And we just hang it on the side. Now I'll go, well, before I do that, before we do anything else, I'm going to show you the peroxide. I almost forgot. So we just have regular peroxide here. And my cup that I use. So I dump some peroxide in my cup. That ought to be close. And I always go by 1.5 milliliters or less. 1.5 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide at 3% from the drugstore. Because I think you can get like 7% from pool supplies and whatnot, but just 3% hydrogen peroxide you get from the the drugstore. And what you want to do, and since this is about 110 gallons, I try not to put in more than 150 to 170, depends. So this is it's a catheter syringe. It holds 60 mils. Then I go through, splash it on, right here on the sponge filter, here in all these plants. So there's 60. So there ain't really anything growing here, but if this was covered in hair algae that you can see, I would go like this on the side, and that'll eat it all right up. Well, it won't eat it up, but it'll fry it. So then I just come through, squirt some, and there is actually, and that's about right, 2 60s and a 40, so 160 mils. That is perfectly acceptable. And I'll put some on this side. You can't see where there is. And then a few little dribbles left. That part is done. And now we don't want to forget that the chlorinator, this is what I use for dechlorinator. I buy the 1 kilogram. And all these tanks and all this water I keep up, these things last me over a year, and I have another one ready to go. Because this one is about empty. So I always put in 3 of these. So an 1/8 of a teaspoon is probably way more than I need. But I don't think you're going to hurt anything. Let's put it in way too much. There's the dechlorinator. Now I gotta go get the water at the right temperature and we'll start filling up. So as you can see, we got the dechlorinator in and the water is filling back up. So I guess, let's see what we can find in here. Interesting to look at. Let's see here. See some of the guppies. I still want to rearrange this mess in here. I ripped out all the really bad mess. And now I gotta reorganize the plants how I would like to have them. And you don't have to do this while on a water change, but always try to remember to do it on the water change, because any hair algae that's exposed when you hit it with peroxide, it's guaranteed to die almost instantly. I mean, by tonight, it'll be about done. So, there is that. Okay. Some good guppy shots here while we're waiting for it to fill up. And as the water level gets higher, you'll notice the filter will start. See, now it's just barely trickling. And then every once in a while, like, and a big old gush will come out. And the higher it gets, the faster it'll run. Let's see what we can find for some guppy washing. I'm afraid that's so zoomed in, it's not going to look that good, but it's a great big place for guppies to live. That's for sure. And I noticed with the really good circulation, once I got the manually removed, I almost saw the duckweed. The duckweed is not too much of a problem. It's just time, but zoom in so much. Hopefully my tripod thing don't drop my phone in the water. That would be a disaster. I guess the kind of bummer thing is a lot of my lines that I have. Oh, my microphone got knocked over. I hope you've been able to hear me. Yeah, now it's starting to really get the speeding up some. See, this light still works. That big light works, and then there's two of them little strip lights. But then that one over there, it worked. Quit working. I was getting ready to order another one, and it started working again miraculously for like 2 weeks, and now it never works at all. So I need to order another one of those. For whatever reason, they all want to be gathered back here, but the glare is not cooperating that good with that light. Let's see what we got over here to look at. I think when the old filter was messing up and it wasn't really working that good, I think I ended up losing a lot of shrimp that I had in here, but there's still quite a bit. So that, I'd say that was a little more than a 50% water change. But it's like the substrate is just like old dead snails and live ones. Because I've reset all my tanks. I've done this and that, and I have ripped out all the plants, but I haven't completely reset this thing in almost 4 years. I mean, this is a well-established system. It's actually got like 24 inches of that blasting sand on the bottom of it, or substrate. So that was pretty deep sand bed too, so there might be some anaerobic filtration, anti-nitrifying, denitrifying situation going on. That's a pretty one. Let's see if I can get him on there. That's a nice one. I think, because this is my wife's seat that I'm sitting in now. We have 2 chairs, 2 big old recliner chairs back here with all the fish tanks and the TV. My wife always sits here and she gets more enjoyment out of this than the guppy pond than I do, but I enjoy it quite a bit. And now that is getting faster. And the deeper the water gets, the more the more water flows to the pump, and the better off it's going. So I'll pause this up, and then we'll see what's going on when it really gets going. So we're going here and filling up. The dog's driving me nuts. But let's see if we can get that. Zoe, what are you doing? Zoe, what are you doing? Oh no, you all gotta look at my face. Y'all gotta see my Figure people want to see the fish more than me, but sometimes people like to see the dogs. And the doggies. This is what I deal with when I'm trying to do stuff. Zoe, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is probably, I always had collies and shelties my whole life. This Australian Shepherd, she's the worst behaved dog I've ever had. But she is the sweetest dog I've ever had. And it's not even close. She's a lover. She loves everybody. Everybody. And everybody loves Zoe. Except for when she does BAD things. If you say the word BAD, it hurts her feelings. So we try not to do that. Unless she was BAD. She's not a champion speller. She's a smart dog. She's not the smartest dog I've ever had. She's a smart dog. She just does, and she's a good dog. She just does bad things. That's what I tell her. Okay, back to the guppy pond. All right, now we're back looking at fishies. And now look at that water. Flowing nice and good. Still gurgling. Oh God, you just about watched me drop it in there. Oh my God. Yep, there it is. It almost happened. $1,100 phone in the pond. That just about happened. Okay, we'll try not to do that again. Oh God, that would have sucked if it done that when I was holding it over the water. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know it's a long, boring video, but This is just for the people who want to hang out, listen to me ramble on and talk about the Guppy Pond. That's a cool looking one. Now it's really flowing, as you can see. Really flowing good. And that's just like a constant gurgle, because I think it's just now getting to the point where it's acting as an overflow. That's where we're at now. It is actually acting as an overflow. Hold on a second. Okay. This almost cost me a very expensive phone. So now I got my microphone in a better place. As the water gets higher, it gets quieter and quieter, runs faster and faster, and now the gurgling has almost stopped. And that's about what it was doing when I first started draining the water out. And now all you hear is the water flowing out of the bucket. I don't hear any more gurgling when it gets up to that point. See if I can get it decent. There we go. That'll be a cool thumbnail. I'll make that thumbnail for the video. But I'd say I ended up doing a little over 50% water change. And that takes a while on a 110 gallons of water. I try to do it every week. I might skip a week once every couple months or something if I'm really busy on a weekend or something. But I really try to stay on top of it. And hair algae has been getting out of control again because peroxide had been really hard to get with all the COVID stuff. It was one of them things that they put limits on. You can only buy like one bottle of peroxide, and I go in there and usually buy like 8 quarts at a time. So that's put a damper, and I've got some, because peroxide is not the solution, it is a band-aid. I mean, you still got the plants just need to grow up and get balanced out. And you got to find a balance with the light you have and the plants you have. But with all of that super bright 150 watt LED light, hair algae is, ever since I've got that light, it's been a concern that I always kept in check with the band-aid hydrogen peroxide. So we're starting to get pretty full. Not all the way. We got another month or two of filling up, but you see what's happening, what I've done. So, thank you guys for watching. Bye.